There's been a fresh landslide, so we've come out this morning to go and have a look for some fossils in it.
And then we'll begin revealing what's inside all of those nodules.
Oh!
Hey, let's get hunting. We've arrived at the landslide now, so we're going to hunt the perimeter of it without getting too close to the cliff. So let's see what we can find. After many months of not having much erosion at all, we've had a few rough seas. It's exposed lots of new pebbles which we haven't searched through for quite some time. I think firstly, we'll have a look just along where this fall is, and then afterwards, we'll check all of these loose stones. So let's get straight to it.
This is the fresh landslide that's come down. Quite a lot of shingle, a few nodules as well. Hopefully some of the nodules have been eroded out and landed along this bit of the beach here. Of course, we're not going to be getting on the landslip itself because that would be far too dangerous. We'll just start by having a look around. Lots and lots of old pieces of limestone here, but there should be lots of fresh fossils too.
There's a nodule here already, Aaron.
Let's come and have a look.
See, it's nice and freshly exposed. Still got all of its shale. Hasn't been out for very long at all by the looks of things.
No, that looks like it's got some good potential.
Yeah, let's hope we can find a few like this today.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Keep hold of that one.
Fingers crossed we find multiple ammonites today. Of course, we'll also be checking out the workshop as well, seeing what our dad is working on. He's working on some really cool fossils lately, many marine reptile fossils and other particularly exciting and unique pieces. So there's lots to look forward to, not only in this video, but in coming months.
I've spotted a couple more nodules, Aaron. Do you want to come over and have a look?
Let's go and have a look and see exactly what he's found.
There's one rather fresh looking nodule just here. It's quite an abnormal shape, but again, it's a piece of fresh material, so it's definitely worth checking. And then the other one is actually just by the side of your right boot. And it's not a fresh nodule, but it looks like it will most likely contain a fossil.
Oh, it does.
Nice. Does it look like there's one in there or two?
It's either one that's distorted or two separate specimens. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll find out in due course.
Very nice. We're off to a great start.
I can't believe we found this many fossils in this short space of time. We're doing absolutely brilliant so far.
There's a couple more nodules down here. They're not very big, but right alongside each other are these two really crusty looking stones.
Ah, yes.
Again, it looks like they've freshly eroded out. Very nice. Couple more to add to the pile.
Got your hands full there already. Just having a look here, see if there's any others about. There is a partial ammonite here. Oh, there's the other half of it. I think this should match up there. So as it's been eroded onto the beach, it's had a natural fracture and opened up. Had a tiny little fossil there, as you can see. So we'll leave this one.
I'm just going to put these nodules by the rucksack so we don't lose them.
Okay. I've just spotted a fossil here. I'll give you a moment just to see if you can spot it. Just out of shot, there is another fossil for us to have a look at together. So we'll do a few spot the fossils back to back. First one's right here. Looks like potentially someone has cracked an ammonite open and left the imprint. That's very nice to see. And then there is another spot the fossil just here, and I can actually see two ammonites in this shot. Have a look and see if you can spot them. We have one here and one just there. This one's had a little bit of seaweed stuck to it. Looks like this one's been in the beach system for a good few days, maybe even weeks. It's got a small amount of erosion, but got a beautiful ammonite right there. And our other fossil is just here. Again, two more brilliant ammonite finds. And the other spot the fossil, which I actually saw initially, is just over here, and it's in shot now. And this one, it's a little bit harder to see potentially, right there. Is it going to be complete? Potentially. Looks a little bit odd with how distorted it is. Looks like a different species to what we've found so far, so pretty pleased with this find. There's another 2 ammonites in shot now. One here and another right there. That one's not complete, so we'll leave that for someone else to find.
Looks like you've had a few nice finds there, Aaron.
We've had a lot of nice finds already, haven't we?
Yeah, I found these 3 nodules just while you've been searching for those much larger specimens. But I'm hoping we might get a nice surprise when we split a few of them open.
Absolutely. We've already found a good 2 or 3 handfuls of nodules in the first 10 minutes of fossil hunting. This doesn't usually happen. Quite often we have to spend about half an hour or an hour looking before we find anything worth taking. Every now and again, due to fresh landslides for example, we get some really good luck when we come out fossil hunting, but it's very variable. Sometimes we come home with pretty much nothing.
There's a nice nodule over here.
Let's go and check out what is found.
Something a little bit different to usual. It's actually a nodule that contains lots of bivalve shell fossils.
Oh, that is pretty unusual actually.
Yeah, there's quite a few protruding the edge of the stone. I won't be surprised if there's many, many more when we break it open. Of course, the shell fossils themselves are very fragile, and if you try and split them, because they're so heavily calcified, they usually break, but it's worth trying just on the off chance. And then just ahead of me, I can see another fresh nodule.
Oh, yeah.
Looks rather promising, doesn't it, Aaron?
It does. Fresh out. It's been an absolutely enormous nodule there, look.
Whoa.
Pretty sure that's going to be empty. Does look pretty unusual, but thankfully I don't think there's anything inside. Be awful trying to carry this home. Can't see anything whatsoever, which on this occasion is a good thing.
The most difficult part isn't finding the fossil, it's collecting it, especially if it's something so large. Oh, look at that, Aaron. There's an absolutely huge nodule up here.
There's 2.
Oh, there's 3.
Oh, 3. We've got one there, and one here.
Wow. Let's pick up this smaller one first. You can see there's definitely a fossil inside. How about this other smaller one? Another really promising one. I can actually see a fossil in there, look. You can see the edge of the ammonite just starting to erode out.
It's always nice when we know for sure there's a Jurassic ammonite preserved inside.
And last but not least, the biggest nodule out of the 3.
Whoa!
It's got really good potential, this one, hasn't it, Aaron?
That one's massive.
I really can't wait to break this one open. Awesome. Again, I've already got another handful of nodules, so I'm just going to take them over to the rucksack while Aaron hunts for some more fossils. See you soon.
Oh, this is a really nice chunky one. I was going to do another spot the fossil for you, however this one is far too obvious. It's right here. Potentially it's a different species of ammonite. It's hard to know for certain until we crack it open. This piece of limestone should pretty easily pop off with the hammer and chisel. That's another one for the ammonite pile. Right, time again for another spot the fossil. I really cannot believe just how many we're finding today. This is super unusual. You must be getting the hang of it by now with the amount of ammonites we've found today, but this is another right here. Can't tell for certain if it contains anything, but we'll find out in due course. There's another nodule which I've just spotted a moment ago, right here. Seems like we're having an ammonite frenzy today. This potentially will contain another. Oh, it has done. It's been opened up and the rest of the fossil must be somewhere else on the beach. There's another nodule right next to it too. Let's take a look at this one. This one, however, looks empty.
Can't all be winners.
No. Something over here which is a bit more unusual. We have a little bit of gyrosteus fish bone or
cool.
fish cartilage. Much different to what we find usually. Extremely eroded, so we'll be leaving this for someone else to find. But just goes to show, lots of different fossils down on the beach, not just tons of ammonites. Shay,
Yeah?
come have a look at this one.
Oh, what have you found?
Another different fossil to an ammonite, which is really good today because we found lots and lots of them so far. But have a look down here and see if you can spot what we've just seen.
Do we have any clues, or do we just have to see if we can spot it?
It's a bone from a marine reptile.
Okay. I know in one of our previous videos from this location, we found some crocodile bones and also an ichthyosaur vertebrae.
This is an ichthyosaur bone. Have you seen where it is?
I think I've seen it. Is it one that's preserved in the shale?
Looks like it's just fresh out from all this shale around us. Right here.
Oh, look at that. Good spot.
Yeah.
I can imagine most people would just walk straight past that.
It's pretty difficult to see, but this is the outline and it will need a bit of preparation, as you might imagine. What we have here is an ichthyosaur vertebra. Hard to know which part of the body it's from. Possibly a neck vertebra, but I'm not entirely sure just yet until we remove some of this shale back at the workshop. We will have a look in the workshop today at our dad preparing an ichthyosaur vertebra, so you'll get to see a different vertebra being prepared. On with the hunt. Oh, there's another one right there.
Oh, wow.
Not a vertebra, sadly, sorry, but we've got a nice big nodule. I mean, it could contain a vertebra, who knows, but nice big piece of limestone.
It's a nice size, that one.
It is, it's got some good potential. It's another one which we'll be opening towards the end of the video. This looks like another interesting piece.
Oh, that's a big old nodule, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Looks pretty fresh. Might have only been in the sea a few days, this one.
I think it's been part of a bigger nodule. Some of it must
yeah.
have snapped off. Got a few shells on it. Again, the secrets of what it contains will be revealed once we gently and carefully open it with our hammer. There's lots and lots to look forward to throughout today's video. This ichthyosaur vertebra was freshly eroded onto the beach. It must have literally just tumbled out of some fresh shale. We can already see the clear outline of the bone itself. The only thing covering it is some shale, which initially looked like it would very easily be removed from the fossil, but as we've begun preparing it, we quickly realised that unfortunately the shale was stuck to the fossil really tightly. Using our air pneumatic tools, the shale held quite a fight and really didn't want to come away from the fossil itself. Normally we can prepare a vertebra such as this fairly quickly, but this one is a bit more of a challenge. Preparing either side, we can start to see the bone structure start to appear. As we go through, we have to keep applying some protective coating to the bone because it's really soft compared to the tough shale above it. Because of the challenging preparation, we need to use a variety of tools to help remove the shale that won't budge despite using the pen. Here we have an air abrasive tool to fire out tiny particles at the shale to remove it, millimetre by millimetre. We also use other tools to help remove the most tricky, stuck down pieces of shale. By now, we usually would have had at least one, if not more, vertebrae prepared, but this one really is a challenge. We're going to prepare it as best as we can, in light of the fact that it's covered in this mysteriously tough shale, which normally is removed much easier. Our dad is doing a brilliant job so far in ensuring that the shale is removed without damaging the fossil itself underneath. There's a little bit more work required, so let's jump to the finished result. And here we have the vertebra in all of its glory. Fully intact, almost every single tiny piece of shale removed. It really took us by surprise just how long this particular vertebra took to prepare. But we are really pleased with how it has turned out. You can see all of that gorgeous bone structure. These prominences here are where the ribs would articulate with the vertebra. And there is also an articulation above, just there where the neural spine would connect. 180 million year old ichthyosaur vertebra, freshly prepared for all to enjoy. I'm just going to go pop some of these fossils which we've been finding on the ammonite pile with the rest of them. Shay's going to carry on looking whilst I am back in just a moment. Starting to amass quite a nice collection of fossils today. I've actually just spotted another on the way to the ammonite pile. Another beautiful ammonite from the Jurassic. Here we go. Be extra careful with our vertebra fossil.
Just goes to show it's definitely worth looking where you've already searched.
We have a nice piece of fossil wood just here. Pretty compressed, but pretty decent size of some Jurassic tree. Wonder if it's part of a tree trunk or a massive branch. Again, just another example of yet a different type of fossil that we've managed to find today.
Even though we've already searched this part of the beach, I'm going to double check it. Oh. So it's not an ammonite fossil, but there's a partial belemnite here. It's a squid-like creature. So this is actually the structural support of where the soft tissue would have surrounded. This looks like a little nodule. And it is, wow! Nice little ammonite in there. Looks like there's also a nodule just here actually, and here. It's got a good potential. And then this one definitely has a fossil inside. Looks quite crushed, so it's going to be interesting to see how well preserved it is on the inside. Oh, looks to be a fresh nodule down here. Oh yeah, and there's definitely an ammonite inside. And again, there looks to be another one which we missed earlier, but it's a perfect fresh nodule with a really obvious ammonite. 3 more to potentially split open later. Another nodule just here that we missed. It's a bit of an irregular shape, which usually means that the nodule itself will be empty. But we always check them just to be sure, because you might get a nice surprise. And there's another one just lodged in between the shale here. Awesome. Now my hands are getting full now, so I am going to take these back to the rucksack. Can't believe just how many nodules we have here. If we just do a quick count of what we've got so far, we've got an ichthyosaur vertebrae. We also have 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 10 nodules and an impression of an ammonite that have been in the sea for quite some time. And then we have 18 nodules that are freshly eroded. I've spotted an ammonite in the distance. It's actually just here. You can see quite clearly there's definitely a complete fossil in here. Now I think we've had a pretty good search through all of these pebbles, so I'm going to make my way over to Aaron now, see if he's found anything off camera, and then we'll split some of the nodules open. Let's get straight to it.
Our ammonite pile is growing bigger and bigger. We're really pleased with all of these specimens that we're managing to find. Have you managed to get much else yet?
Got a few more nodules to offer you here. Some of them look pretty nice.
Oh, they look brilliant, particularly like this one. It's got a nice little bit of erosion to it, but looks like it's going to be perfect inside, doesn't it? I didn't find anything else whilst I was stacking up the nodules, so I think it's time now to get opening what we've already found.
Just going to get my tools and safety glasses now, and then we'll begin revealing what's inside all of those nodules. There's the glasses. Now just for the hammer, I'll also select a couple of chisels to use because we'll be able to split some of the nodules with these. Let's get to it. So what I think we should do first is we'll leave the bigger nodules till last, as they're the most exciting ones, and then some of the ones where we know there's definitely fossils inside, Aaron can help me and we'll chisel some of them open. So there's some really nice examples here. These two look like they're going to be good to open with the hammer and chisel. Just can't believe how many there were in that small area.
Really is unbelievable to have this much luck in such a short space of time on just a small beach.
I think this is the one that you found earlier where you said it might be a different species as well. We won't know for certain until we split it, but it looks like it might potentially be a Hildoceras ammonite.
Oh, brilliant. It'd be pretty nice if it is.
Yeah. Right, so we'll start with these ones. These look like they have the most potential to split with the hammer and chisel. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan.
If you just guide this one in place for me, I'll try and be careful and not hit your fingers.
Please don't.
There we are. What do you reckon?
It's gonna be perfect.
Hey,
Oh, wow.
lovely. You all right?
It's even nicer than I expected.
Yeah.
I know we've opened many fossils in our time collecting, but it never ceases to amaze us just how beautiful they can get. One down, many to go.
And just to keep it protected, like usual, I'll just tape it up. Nice. One for the keep pile.
Let's try this nodule.
Now you want to go for one of the big ones?
I do. I can't wait much longer.
Often with these larger nodules, especially when you can see these brown calcite veins inside, you will actually have fossils in the rock, but they're often quite distorted and not very well preserved. Of course, we sometimes get lucky and it can contain something rather special, but I never get my hopes up too much because it's usually filled with nothing but disappointment. It's starting to crack quite easily. Oh, and have a look in there, Aaron.
Oh.
The edge of the ammonite has been revealed. And now that we know where the ammonite's running through the stone, I can be a bit more tactical with where I hit the nodule with the hammer.
Ah.
You can see, as we expected, it is very calcified, which is often the case with these particular nodules that are filled with calcite veins. Now, let's have a look. Oh wow, it's actually not too bad, is it?
No, that's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, you can see along here where it just has been nothing but calcite, just filled with tons and tons of crystal. That of course makes the nodule and the ammonite itself very fragile. You can see a lot of the ammonite, especially towards the centre. It's actually not too bad. It really is a surprise. Another one for the keep pile.
Next up, let's chisel this ammonite that we found earlier, which we thought was a little bit more chunky.
Well, you're certainly testing my chiselling skills with one this thin. It's a bit like a flying saucer, this one. So I've just removed a little bit of the outer worn edge, just to be able to get to the nice fresh specimen within. Let's see if we can split it. Looks like it's going to be a tough one, this one, doesn't it?
It sure does, but it's got some nice sutures on it. Still one for the keep pile.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to know when to not hit it any further and take it home. Of course, not all of the fossils that we find we can split on the beach. Some of them we have to take home and prepare with the finer tools. Should we try this one that you found?
Yeah. Due to all the distortion, it's not opened particularly well, but by that whirl we can tell it is a Hildoceras, so definitely something different to what we've found today. It's not one we'll be taking home though, so we'll leave that for someone else to find. So far we've been having various success with the nodules we've opened up. Still plenty more to go, so it's a good chance we're going to get some more really nice finds.
Nice easy split. Is there anything inside? Well, there is an ammonite inside, but it's a very crusty one. You can see as it's been exposed to the rainwater for so long, the calcite has actually started to disintegrate. Not one that we'd keep, but I'm sure someone would be really pleased to find that one. So we'll leave that one on the rock for someone else to find. Right, can you give me a hand with this one please, Aaron?
I'll steady it again.
Looks like it's split.
Oh, nice.
Lovely. That's a really nice one. It's nice and complete.
For a moment there, I thought it was going to have broken all over the place. However, it's completely surprised us and we've got a gorgeous ammonite there. It's really nice and golden too.
Really pleased with that one. Another one for the growing keep pile. Let's try this one next. Got a crack. Hey, not too bad. Lots of iron pyrite and also a little bit of calcite as well. I always love it when you expose some of the calcite chambers.
Nice little Jurassic ammonite that.
Yeah, another one for the keep pile. Right, should we try another one of these bigger nodules?
Let's try that one. It's got some serious potential. We're about to find out.
Nothing showing just yet. Still nothing just yet.
Very tricky rock to open, this one.
Oh, well, we finally got a split.
Yeah.
There has been a fossil inside, but look at the state of that. Just being completely calcified and crushed. Nothing really worth preserving at all in there. So why, even when you can find a nodule that looks like it's really exciting, it's not worth taking home without splitting it, because you could just be taking home a whole lot of nothing.
Within this limestone, we can see the eroded edge of a potentially enormous ammonite starting to be revealed. We've taken it into the preparation workshop to start removing the limestone and expose what could be a really large Harpoceros ammonite hidden deep within the stone. Quite often these ammonites are not fully preserved, so we must prepare many of them before actually getting a specimen that is fully intact. So far so good. Much of this whorl is fully intact and the shell is beautiful. The limestone is very nicely being removed from the shell. It's removing nicely and cleanly as well. That beautiful brown appearance of this shell is very quickly starting to be revealed. Little bit of extra rock is removed quickly with the hammer, and a few moments later we unfortunately realised that the ammonite was not intact. We finished off preparing the fossil regardless, and what we have is a very large outer whorl of a Harpoceros ammonite. The specimen itself is truly beautiful, but unfortunately on this occasion it wasn't fully intact. For some reason it hadn't been fully preserved. Perhaps it had been predated prior to fossilisation. I guess we'll never know. But this is the intact nodule, and this is all that was preserved. We're still very happy with it, and hopefully the next ammonite that we prepare will be fully intact.
I'll help you split this one next.
Thank you. It looks like it's going to peel apart quite easily, this one. Just do very gentle taps. I can see a crack already. There we go.
Hey, it's opened brilliantly, but it's not been fully preserved. Part of it is missing in the centre, so we'll leave this one for someone else.
Alright, we've got a few crusty nodules here. Can't see anything in it, so all we can do is give it a little hit with the hammer. Oh, we've had a nice surprise inside. There is a small ammonite in there.
Oh, sweet!
Again, we've exposed a little bit of the calcite chamber, which just adds to the beauty of the specimen.
It's nice after having a little bit of disappointment to get a nice surprise.
Right, let's try this one next. We've revealed a lovely partial piece of ammonite. Looks like the rest of it is in there, but again, to avoid risking breaking the entire thing, it's probably worth taking this one home. Let's try this one. Got a split, and inside there is a specimen, but a very calcified one.
Another one that we'll leave here.
Yeah, someone else will enjoy finding it.
Seems like whoever comes along is going to end up finding quite a few nice fossils by the end of this.
There we are. I think this one's going to be a really nice one.
Looks like it's going to be.
Oh,
yes.
yes. That's what we come here for. They don't split much better than that, do they, Aaron?
They sure don't. Do you reckon you can find one about twice the size for us next? We're having some really good luck so far. Still got a few more to open, but our keep pile is getting bigger and bigger with some really quality finds. It's hard to believe we've got this many already.
So this nodule we picked up earlier, and we weren't entirely sure whether it was one ammonite or two, so we're going to split it. I think on closer inspection it is a larger ammonite that's slightly broken on the outer edge, but there's only one way to find out. There we are, we've got a split. Let's have a look inside. So the ammonite's partly split. You can actually see that it's really warped, and that's why we couldn't decide whether it was one ammonite or two, but it is just the way that the ammonite has broken during preservation. Potentially, when we clean the rest of this up at home, might look like a pretty cool specimen. Another one for the keep pile. Oh, this one's split straight away. And there's a lovely little ammonite inside. You can see from the outer edge, this is all that was showing. And inside, there's a stunner of an ammonite.
That's very nice. Awesome.
Another nice quick split on this one. Initially, looks quite crushed, but on the inside,
Oh, nice. Another to go with the specimens we've already got.
right, let's try one of these nodules. Again, I don't have much hope for this one, but it's always worth checking on the off chance. Lots of bits of limestone breaking off, but nothing inside.
Suppose it's not too much of a surprise with that one.
No.
We thought it was a high chance that it was going to be empty.
Oh, so this rather crusty looking nodule, didn't have much hope for it, but inside it's been a specimen, not particularly one that we'd take home, but there have been signs of an ammonite in there. You can see most of it's preserved. Another one for someone else to find.
Having a pretty good success rate so far.
Yeah, definitely. Voila. Lovely. Again, a small eroded beach pebble, but hiding something rather beautiful inside. Right, let's try this bigger one. Potentially it's going to be empty, or maybe it'll have 2 or 3 ammonites in there. Who knows? Nothing just yet. Looks like it's going to be an empty one. Just limestone, unfortunately.
Still, it was worth a shot.
We've got an ammonite here which is a little bit too thin to split, so it's one for the keep pile. Another nodule here which looks like it's got good potential. There we are, but has it split well? Just needs a little bit of persuasion. Just wiggle the chisel in there. What do you reckon, Aaron?
I can see something pretty nice emerging from the stone. Oh, it's matrix free.
So the little ammonite's popped out, but you can see that underneath the ammonite there's actually been a little fossilised shell.
Oh, that's highly unusual.
Yeah. That's really cool.
I really like that one.
Yeah.
Very different to usual.
Another nice little impression for someone else to find.
We're approaching now the last few nodules. Could still get something extra special in these last few. Potentially a bit of lobster or a bone or something else.
Got a split.
Let's have a look.
Oh.
We can't complain with that though.
No.
Even if all we get in these last few nodules is more and more of these beautiful ammonites, we're going to be going home very happy.
We've got a split. Whoa, look at that one.
Brilliant.
It's a stunner. What a lovely ammonite. We're down to the last 3 nodules now, 2 of which probably won't have anything inside, but it's always worth checking. No, there is actually an ammonite starting to show here. Looks like it's a really, really crushed one though.
Looks like another example where it's going to be full of calcite veins and distorted, but we'll find out in just a moment.
Yeah, it's got some potential. You can see there's a few veins there distorting the fossil, but similar to the other one, it might have a nice centre. So I think just on the off chance, I'll keep it like this. So it's in a nice big bit of matrix. Down to the last two now. This one very oddly shaped. And we've got a split right through the middle.
Oh!
Hey, there's been a little bit of fossil lobster in there.
We were just saying a moment ago maybe one would contain some lobster. Can't believe one actually did.
In fact, if you look at it, do you think this is the carapace, so this is part of the body?
Ah,
and
yes.
then it looks like it goes all the way to the claws.
Oh, God.
So it looks like the full thing's in there. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
I haven't found a complete lobster in a very long time.
Who knows what's hidden deeper within the limestone as well. It's definitely one to take home and prepare.
Absolutely, look at all that beautiful detail.
Should go back together perfectly, and we'll be able to reveal a potentially complete lobster specimen. Really pleased with that, it's very unexpected.
This is truly a remarkable find.
Tape that up, get it nice and protected. I'll have to pass that to Dad in the workshop. Last but not least, we have this nodule which is filled with bivalve shell fossils. The shell fossils themselves are usually quite calcified and don't split very well, but we'll give it a go anyway. And just as we expected, inside it's filled with lots and lots of bivalve shell fossils. But you can see on the outer edges of them all, just being completely filled with calcite. Not something we'll take home though, but I can imagine if someone hasn't seen anything like this before, they might enjoy finding it. So again, it's another one we'll add to the pile for someone else to find.
We had all of those ammonites. Pretty much every single nodule we opened contained an ammonite, and the last two, one contained a lobster and one was full of shells. What are the chances of that? Now that we've split all of the fossils and generated a few lumps of limestone, we're going to bury the sharp shards so that the sea can then erode them down.
There we go, it's like we've never been here.
Here's a look at our finished haul of fossils. Of course, we're going to be taking home this pile of fossils, and we're going to be leaving several examples for other people to find as they come on the beach. We're so pleased with all of today's finds. Got a whole array of ammonites as well as a lobster. We're so thrilled with what we've ended up finding, and we can't wait to see the lobster be prepared. Thanks for watching.
And we'll see you in the next one.